Hi, I'm Josh Dorfman. I am the CEO of Avavian, also known as the Lazy Environmentalist, and I am very psyched to come out to Opportunity Green and talk with you about what's really going on in the marketplace today, what products are working, having success, what services are coming to market that are actually shifting consumer behavior, enabling many of us to get products when we need them, use them how we like to, save money at the same time, and reduce our environmental footprint because we don't actually own them. We get to give them back. And there's some real interesting examples of that. Companies like Chegg.com, which is helping college students rent textbooks, use them for a semester, save a lot of money, sometimes up to 80% off the cost of a new textbook, and then give it back to the company so that the next semester students can use them too. Or a company like GoozeX.com, which is actually doing the same thing, well, a similar thing for the gaming community. You can trade video games with people all over the country. It costs about $1 to trade a game. You get to use a game, give it to someone else. You don't have to go buy new, right, to get what you want. Zwaggle.com does this for gently used items in the baby category, so parents don't have to spend a lot of money to get the items that they need to raise their kids. And you're seeing some of the stuff also going on in the fashion world, which is pretty fascinating. Another example is a company called SwapStyle.com, which also enables fashionistas all around the world to refresh their wardrobe by trading designer items without having to buy new, still get a new look, save money, and reduce their environmental footprints because they're not going out, as I said, and buying new products, and therefore compelling companies to use lots of virgin natural resources to actually make those products. But just to stay on the fashion industry for a moment, you've also got companies like denimtherapy.com, which enables people when they get a rip in their jean or a tear in their jean to send it to denim therapy, and a denim therapist will actually repair it, match the weave, match the fade, match the cloth type, so you actually get a pair of jeans back which is as good as new, and you save money, and you don't have to go buy a new pair, and you get to keep the jeans you love. Bagborrowsteel.com, a really interesting company, was featured in the movie Sex and the City, where you can rent like a Gucci bag or something for a week or a month, and use it for whatever special occasion you want to have it for, and then you get to send it back to the company. You've only paid a fraction of the price. You didn't have to go buy it yourself, raise your carbon footprint, and now the next person gets to use that bag too. So these models are interesting both in a very real way for the people that are using them, but also in a very compelling way if you think about the fact that we might be at the beginning of a new trend, and how are the largest players in the world, the largest corporations, responding to this. You have companies like Zipcar, which I'm sure many of you know. It's a ride-sharing, or rather a car-sharing company. Enables people to go to a certain parking spot and see there's a car there. You get in it, you ride it for as long as you want, you go where you need to go, bring it back to that spot so the next person can get in and drive it where they need to take it. Collectively reduces our environmental footprint. Really cool. What's even cooler is that Enterprise Rent-A-Car is now looking at Zipcar and saying, wow, this is actually how people want to use cars. Maybe it's actually hurting our market share because people aren't renting cars like they traditionally have done. We need to launch our own Zipcar service. We'll call it WeCar, and let's see if we can scale it up to respond to consumer demand. So thinking about seeing those kinds of trends, thinking about those kinds of issues is key if you're going to think about, well, what's my product or service? How am I going to bring it to market? How am I going to position it in such a way that it's going to respond to consumer behavior? You also got to think about, why did consumers actually go green? There was an interesting study in the New York Times not too long ago, a poll asking Prius drivers, why'd you buy a Prius? And overwhelmingly, I think it was like 60% or 65% of Prius drivers said, well, we buy the car because of what it says about, or I buy the car rather because it's what it says about me. It says that I'm a great person, I'm a hero of the planet, and it's like my big giant bumper sticker. Down on the list was, oh, well, it actually helps me save gas, and doing something good for the planet. I mean, it's tied into it, but the key thing to take away here is the Prius helps people make a statement about who they are. So communication, branding, positioning, these are the things that are so important if you want to tap into the green marketplace, and it's really important, too, to get beyond the hype. A lot of people will tell you that green has gone mainstream. What does that even mean? I mean, look around, go to the mall, go to some giant store other than Whole Foods, and try and find green products on the shelf. Where is green going mainstream? You can do it, and there are a lot of green products, but let's be realistic here. Green has not gone mainstream if you're talking about the consumer marketplace, and especially if you're talking about products that are not really that close to food and beverage. Sure, eco-friendly cleaners, personal care and beauty products, there's a lot of options, but even those industries, the great majority of products, are not in any way green, right? So we have a long way to go. We're right at the beginning of this emerging marketplace, and it's important to remember that too. This is still the very, very beginning, and if you want to reach your customer and expand the customer base and expand your market and grow successfully, you got to figure out how are you going to message in a way that not only motivates people to gravitate to your product, but inspires them to want to be part of what you're selling. And one of the best ways to do that is show people that what you have to offer is not only better for the planet, but is directly in their self-interest as well. So that green not only helps the planet, but actually improves the quality of our lives. And if you can demonstrate that, then you're really onto something. And there are companies that are starting to do that very effectively, and we'll talk about it.